In the black 3, the title is Practice of Advertising. Here in this black, we have 2 units. Unit number 7, Copywriting and Testing. Unit number 8, Advertising Campaign. Another black, that is black number 4, Advertising in India. In this black, we have 2 units. Unit number 9, Evaluation of Advertising in India, and unit number 10, Advertising Agency. Coming to black number 5, that is Advertising Laws and Ethics. In this black, we have 2 units. Unit number 11, that is Consumer Awareness and Rights. Another unit, unit number 12, Trade and Professional Organizations related to the advertisements. So why this course, advertising is for journalism and mass communication students? You know, journalism is a service, whereas advertisement is a non-personal communication, and it is a pursuit. Advertising is one of the important tools of marketing. Advertising plays a vital role of promoting a product and the brand of that company or that office, organization, whatever it is. Advertising is a powerful communication force, and it helps the selling of goods, services, and the image of the company, and it helps to give new ideas to the through various channels. Maybe it is a press, means print media, that is newspapers, magazines, weeklies, monthlies, and electronic media. Maybe it is a audio, like we have audio. Here we need to know about the audio, means All India Radio. It's a public broadcasting. And there is another sector, that is a FM, that is in a private organization also, as well as government. So private FM channels is there also we hear number of advertisements between the RJ's interaction and songs, or any program designed by the FM radio organizers. Coming to the news channels, we have entertainment channels, 24 hours news channels in various languages, even in Telugu, in English, in Hindi. There is a 40 plus Hindi channels, at least 20 plus Telugu channels we have, and 20 plus 30 plus English channels. Like that, in many languages in our country, at least 10 to 15 English language news channels related to that particular state or the area of the particular spoken language. Right? In this, the core subject, this is a core subject for your 6th semester. There is again 2 electives, elective A and elective B. We will discuss later about the elective A and elective B. Now coming to our subject. In this subject, we have to know what are the definitions, because in a social studies, like journalism, communication, public relations, advertising, whatever it is, we have a number of definitions. Means ultimately the meaning is same, but various theorists, various practitioners, various academicians, they originated different definitions. In the advertisement, we as a journalism students, why we fight about to know the advertisements? Because every news channel or print media or even though digital media are runs by the advertisements. Advertisement without advertisements, there is a no scope, no service from the media channels, either in a print way or electronic way. Or interaction method, we know that digital publications, digital medias. Now coming to focus on our subject, that is fundamentals of advertising, whereas we have already discussed about the 5 blacks. Now coming to the black number 1, this is the title is basics of advertising. In this black, we have 3 units. In general, advertising is one of the most important marketing functions and is a dynamic and truly challenging communication tool, one of the oldest professions in the world. Advertising has today evolved as an important element of marketing because marketing makes why the importance in the marketing about advertising. Unit number 1 deals with the nature, scope, and functions of advertising, how it works, and the benefits and the various forms of marketing communication. In this unit, we will learn about the definitions, nature, functions, and other various forms of communication in detail. Advertising is a multi-dimensional. It is a form of mass communication, a powerful marketing tool, a component of the economic system, a means of financing the mass media, a social institution. It is a art, and it is an instrument of business management. It is a field of employment. It is a profession. Today we see number of advertisements all over around us. Maybe on the way we are going, there is in the bus or outside the bus, there is a outdoor holding. That is also one kind of advertisement. You know, if after waking in the morning, we see, means we read the newspapers. There is a number of advertisements we see. If we switch on the television, there is either entertainment channels or a news channels, whatever it is. In the news channels, between the bulletins, between the various other programs related to the news, we experienced the advertisements. In the newspapers, in the page 1, a full page advertisement. In the inside pages, off page, small page, display advertisements, classified advertisements. There is a various kinds of advertisements. So all these, because without advertisement, there is a no media. Even though it is a print media, electronic media, digital media, whatever it is. Let us know the definitions of advertising. Mass communication would be the best way to reach out to the people, and the mode of reaching the masses is through advertisements. It should be, however, understood that advertising itself cannot sell the product. What is advertisement do? Then it merely assists in the selling process. Advertising also cannot regenerate or restore a food product, but it only helps in the selling process to the means of communication. Here, the means newspapers, radio channels, TV channels, maybe it is entertainment or news channels, or 24 hours news channels, or digital media. All these are the means of communication. We know in the newspapers we see tender notifications, classified advertisements, display advertisements on the notices, public announcements by the courts or any tribunals, and we know requirements advertisements. We see various kinds of the government advertisements. In the government advertisements, there is a product or a service or a welfare scheme or a policy which is implementing by the government. Either maybe it is a local government or a state government or central government. So let us discuss about the definition of advertisement. According to American Marketing Association, they defined the definition for advertising. As per the American Marketing Association, advertising is any paid form of non-personal presentation and communication of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. You know, in the earlier semester public relations, we know what is goods, what is services. Goods means a physical product. For example, here is a pencil with me. This is a physical product. Whereas what is services? We know we have life insurance services, health insurance services. There is no physical product, but that is a service. It is also needed advertising. So goods, services are, even though we know in the, for government, from the side of government of state government or government of India, they gives the advertisements for what they were giving welfare schemes to the public. Now coming to detailed explanation about the advertisement, the meaning of the advertisement. We read here, we need to remember again the paid communication. In generally, in the journalism, we read news in the newspapers. News is not a paid journalism. Perhaps there is a controversy like paid journalism. Although this is different from the advertisement. Let us, we will stop it at that. Coming to the advertisement definition, advertising is a paid communication. Advertisements appearing in the newspapers, television, even though in the cinemas, cinema theaters like cinema theaters or FM channels are duly paid form. News is a not paid form, but advertisement is a paid form. It's a paid communication. The firms have to pay some amount for reserve that space in the newspaper. For electronic media, the time slot in the electronic media. So, space in the newspaper and time slot in the electronic media. For that, the sponsor is paying some amount, right? And here we need not to be in presence. For example, sponsor is paying some amount to the to spend on the advertising. The sponsor himself is not present in a physical. Sometimes some sponsors may, some like some owners of the company. They come into the screen. They explain. That is one kind of, but they are not physically coming to us, to the each individual, means each newspaper reader, each viewer, but they are appearing in the news in that particular advertisement, but they won't come to the each house of the news reader, each viewer of the electronic media. Here is the some difference. Non-personal presentation of message. In advertisements, there is a no face-to-face communication. Face-to-face means here is physical appearance, not in the advertisement. We don't be confused here. There is a no face-to-face communication as it happens in case of personal selling. These are, another kind of advertisement, that is a personal selling. For example, some water purifiers or some mobile company, some credit card representatives. They visit our house. They show, they demo the product. They ask us to buy that product. That is a personal selling. Whereas advertisement, there is a not a face-to-face communication. Right, you may understand that clearly about the non-personal presentation of message. Another important word here is it is a form. It is a form of a presentation or a sign, a symbol, an image, a photo, a graphics, an illustration, and ad message in a magazine, in a newspapers, in a commercial. Generally, we call the radio advertisement is a commercial. In a newspaper, in a television advertisement, a circular dispatched through the mail or a pamphlet handed out at a street corner. It's in a junction. Here, a sketch or a message on a billboard or a poster pasted on the wall or a banner tied on the wall. All these various kinds of forms of the advertisements. The idea is to promote goods and services. Advertising is done with a specific objective of promoting a product or a service. And it increases their party and why they should vote for the political party. For example, another example is awareness on COVID, awareness on adult education, awareness on eye donation, awareness on voting means franchise their vote. We witnessing all these kind of advertisements in the electronic media, print media. Yeah. Now discuss about the idea is to promote goods and services. Advertising is done with a specific objective of promoting a product or service and increase the sale. An idea could also refer to political parties, letting the people know about their party and why they should vote for the party. Some advertisements, you know, advertisement, who will issue the advertisement? But advertisement issued by a identified sponsor. The advertiser who sponsor the advertisement duly identified in the advertising message by the company name or the brand of the particular product. The sponsor has control over the form, content, and scheduling of the advertisements. Take the case of advertisement of a soap on a TV, wherein the name and the symbol of their company also appears in the newspapers or even though in a electronic media form, right? The sponsor has already we have discussed. For example, some products like Chyawanprash, for example, the sponsor is Dabur India Limited. Media, we know we have advertisements, electronic media advertisements in the newspaper, in the television channels, even though sometimes in the newspapers. Another product like detergent powder, that is Tide. The sponsor is P&G is the sponsor here. We witnessed in the newspapers, television channels, in the digital media channels, various places we know. Here we need to know about some more definitions about the advertisements. Advertising is the business of creating thinking for the commercial advantage. Advertising is the principal reason why the businessman has come to inherit the earth. Advertising is the ability to sense, interpret, to put the very heart through of business into type, paper, and ink. Advertising is a life of trade. Advertising a dubious mixture of flattery and threats. Here we need to know about the one of the important person who is a copywriter at Lord and Thomas Advertising Agency. He is John E. Kennedy, who was a Canadian. Sales is thought is the salesmanship in print, that is advertisement. Another one is Sydney Bednarstein. He reinforces Kennedy's definition by describing advertising as a substitute for the human salesman. Kennedy said that salesmanship in a print. Apart from that, Sydney added that advertising is a substitute for the human salesman. Marketing identifies the consumers, their needs, and supplies various goods and services to satisfy those needs most effectively. So the manufacturer needs to know the produce or manufacture the product according to the consumer's need. It is made available it at a price that the consumers find reasonable. Another one is they supply the product to the consumers at different outlets. They can conveniently approach. Another need is the information the consumers about the product and its characteristics through the media they have access to. We know some advertisements, for example, soap related advertisements. They gives the price also in the advertisement and what ingredients added when the production is made. So that is some information the customer they know through the advertisement. Coming to the nature of the advertising, you must understand, however, that advertising is a communication process. You have a certain message and that is decoded by a party. Here we need to know about the SNCR model, which we understood in the semester one. SNCR model. There is a sender, message, channel, and receiver. The same here is also applied. Decoded by a party means a sponsor. To be encoded by another means here is a customer. We must understand that the encoded message should be so clear that the person should not distort the meaning of it. Sometimes we witness that misleading, misinformation in the advertisement. So there is maybe some conflict between the customers and the sellers. When what happens, again, they need to give another advertisement to clear that misleading, miscommunication. So be careful to prepare an advertisement. So this means that what you are trying to say and what the other person makes out of the message should be the same. You should not make the other party confused. In case of confusion, again, here need the strategy to overcome that confusion. So again, need to give another advertisement, need the explanation. So don't be a misleading, miscommunication advertisements through the print media, electronic media, digital media, whatever it is. So be cautious to produce the advertisement, to prepare the advertisement, to design the advertisement, right? So, advertisement, it means that the message should get attention of the receiver. Number two, be understood the consumer. Number three, be able to stimulate the receiver and suggest appropriate method to satisfy their needs. Here we need to recall the 4 P's of marketing. What are the 4 P's of the marketing? We need to talk about the 4 P's of marketing. That is product, price, promotion, and place. In a way, we can say that the entire process of marketing is a communication process. For example, what do we want to say about a particular product? Is it for youth, for young, for mature, for a secure person? That is, what is the profile of the customers that we are looking at? So the audience are very important. Audience means, for example, in the newspaper, who are the audience for the newspaper? The readers of the newspaper are the audience. Who are the audience for the electronic media? The viewers of that particular channel are the audience. So while we preparing, we must target our product for the which kind of audience. Now let us look at the scope of advertising. Advertising in India has played a crucial role in the development process by creating a demand for consumer goods and raising the living standards of millions. It is a substantial amount of advertising expenses are utilized on advertisements of capital goods, intermediaries, consumer durables, and services. It promotes the investment, the production, and employment also. So there is a lot of scope for the employment through the advertising. We know for preparing an advertisement, we need a copywriter and some technical persons for designing. For example, I am telling about the newspaper. So the designer who designed the advertisement. For electronic media, again, there is a required technical crew for the preparation of that product, that advertisement. So we have a number of employment chances with the advertising, with the advertisement industry. Coming to discussion about the functions of advertising. Here there is a two types of functions, primary functions and the secondary functions. Let us look about what is the aim of advertisement? What is the aim of advertising? Advertising aims at fulfilling a variety of purposes depending upon the needs of a particular enterprise. Provided a painstaking analysis is made regarding the various factors such as demand, potentialities, cost, and media. Another purpose is the advertising effort is to stimulate, to maintain, and to secure the distribution and consumption of the product, which results in an increase in a sales and profits of that organization. So everyone, they think that means entrepreneurs or owners of the organizations, they expect some profits, they expect some sales. So with their expectations, which matches with the advertisement. Advertising serves a very set of the business society, consumer, producer, and middlemen. Like a middleman means here agencies, retailers, wholesalers, and salesmen. So these many kinds of opportunities for the various kinds of people through advertising sector. Already we have discussed there is two various functions. One is a primary function, another one is a secondary function. Coming to the primary functions. What are the primary functions? To increase the sales. The main functions of advertising are to increase the sales of the product of a company by securing greater consumption, attracting new buyers, and introducing new users for a product. Another important point is pursue, whether pursue with the dealers. So the company owner or management means executive directors or board of members, they don't call the dealers individually. So they are giving their message through with the advertisements. The dealers to talk more about the advertised goods. It makes for a wider distribution of the goods to the far corners of the country. Where the product is not in a great demand, the advertiser or a producer directly contact the dealers to stock the goods and to pursue the consumers to buy that product. Here is another good, important function is the goodwill of manufacturers is established. Over a period of time, goodwill of the manufacturer is established. This makes the manufacturer more confident and independent of wholesalers and retailers. It also protects the manufacturers from competitors who will find it difficult to develop a substitute for the at that place nationally or internationally advertised that products. Another important function is company's image. Advertising cultivates brand and company image. It creates goodwill, which is a more valuable asset than physical assets. It ensures the manufacturer against all business risk. We know we have for buying a shirt, we will look for a branded shirt. US Polo, for example. We know that is a branded product. And there is a various companies, various brands in the cloth industry. So first we look about the brand, because all it is one kind of effort by the advertising. Another important function is confidence in quality. By advertising, the producer creates confidence in the minds of customers for this product. Buyers beware is the rule of the market, where the buyer is free to choose a product, judge its quality. Another important function is elimination to seasonal fluctuations. For example, we don't buy an air conditioner in the winter season, but there is no stock of the product. Even though in the winter season, the company produces the ACs. But we need to identify whose requirement to use the air conditioner in the winter season. One of the functions of advertisement is to eliminate or lessen the seasonal fluctuations, mainly for the seasonal products by describing their various uses during off seasons. For example, advertising the use of refrigerators all the year round has had a major impact on sales. So a company, for example, they produce various kinds of the products. Some seasonally, one product is not suitable for that season. Meanwhile, what they have to do, they need to produce, they need to give a publicity about another important product, which is runs in all over the 365 days. Another major function is more business for all. Cumulative advertising of two or more manufacturers in the same product category that helps to expand the market and create more business for all. It creates a demand for the kind of the product and not for a particular brand. The various brands of televisions, cars, radios, or computers are classical examples for this statement. Another important function is the rise in the standard of living. You know, human always expects the rich uh, standard of living. They always expect more better product which reduce their work. Advertising also deserves credit for raising the standard of living of the customers by instigating them to use newer and better things at competitive rates. It is only because of advertising that the so-called luxuries of yesterday have become necessities of today. For example, TV, which had been only a dream for the common man, has now become very popular today. Earlier, there is a black and white television. Then after CRT, color television. Now we know everyone, maybe maximum all of the households, they are using uh, LED TVs, LCD TVs. Another example is the cell phones. Earlier we have only just 2G cell phones. Then the Nokia company is very famous for the 2G kind of services in the cell phones. Now we have 5G phones. Various new companies are came into the market. They are coming with a variety of features to the customers in their cell phone product. These are the recent developments in the fields of television and also in cell phones. Not like that only the electronic media means medium of this means there is a manufacturing of motor automobiles. There is also a variety of new features coming day by day, emerging in the human life. We have now e-vehicles with a n number of features. Earlier, we have just for example, four-wheeler, we have a car. There is a limited features. Even though there is a no air conditioning service of the some 60 or 70 years ago car. But nowadays we are experiencing a luxurious cars. Now coming to discuss about the secondary functions. In addition to the primary functions of advertising discussed above, there are many other functions which have gained importance during the course of time. Some of them assume prime role. Those are to encourage the salesman and lend moral support. See, salesmen already we have discussed who visits house to house or particular areas given the assignment by the sales manager or a particular person of that particular company or product. Although a salesman has the privilege of the backing of the firm, he sometimes feels the need for greater confidence in himself, in his sales message, and in his product. For example, if we will discuss about the product related to the soaps, detergent soap. If already an advertisement came in the newspapers, it is easy to the salesman to explain about that product because already it is circulated a mass people. While he visiting, he know means the consumer also know some idea about the product. It is easy to the salesman to sell that product. To furnish the information, already we have discussed on a little that advertisements supply the necessary information about the product, the price, and who is the producer, means where the product is available, who is the stockist, who is the salesman. All this information used by the advertisement. Salesmen and dealers are benefited by the use of information given in the advertisement. Many times the information serves as a check for the erroneous and extravagant claims. The printed words are the manufacturer's guarantee. Another important secondary function is to impress executives. Advertisements create a feeling among the executives and the administrative staff that they are working in the spotlight and they are responsible to the public in a peculiar way. In many ways, they became more enthusiastic when they see or read one of the advertisements. Another important point is we need to know that is to impress factory workers. This is a secondary function for the advertising. It often creates a good effect on workers who work in a factory producing advertising goods. They consciously or unconsciously take pride in helping to produce something unknown, but it is a far and wide. They feel a part of the big organization and share some of the responsibilities. This is a secondary function. Another one is a feeling of security. The workers of a concern of well advertising goods, they feel that their job is permanent and that they will have better chances for communication as the business grows, as the advertising will earn goodwill, security, and prosperity. Another secondary function is to secure better employees. The students, if you have any doubts, you may raise your hands, and otherwise you may charge in the chat box. I will read out and explain a particular doubt. In the secondary functions of advertisement, one of the important point is to secure better employees. Advertising makes it possible for manufacturers to secure and appoint better employees such as executives, salesmen, and factory workers. As the company gains popularity and it is identified with a widely known product, and any good applicant will feel proud to approach the company for a job. So advertising helps the advertiser choose better employees. Here we need to know about the other forms of the advertising, other communication forms. We know advertisement is a paid form of the communication, but there is some other kinds of advertisements like personal selling, sales promotions, exhibitions, all these kinds of, all these are the other communication forms of advertising. Communication function being linked with the ever-changing market environment, that is a dynamic function. The communication mix, therefore, it acquires the dimensions of dynamism and various forms of a product to product and over a period of time. The major determinants of the communication mix, that is the type of a product, nature of market, stage of a product in its life cycle, available budget, and company policy. So all these are the communication mix of in advertising. We know another form of advertisement is personal selling. Personal selling involves selling through a person-to-person communication process. The explanation placed on a personal selling varies from to firm, means company to company, one organization to another organization, one office to another office, one unit to another unit. It depending on a variety of factors, including the nature of product or service being marketed, the size of the organization, and the type of industry. Another form is sales promotion. All promotional activities other than advertising, salesmanship and publicity, which help in increasing the market demand of the product. This is called sales promotion. It is a non-repetitive and one-time communication process. Another form is a publicity. Publicity refers to the generation of news about a person, a product, or a service that appears in a broadcast, electronic media, print media, digital media, new media. Publicity to many marketers, publicity and public relations are slight synonyms. Public relations, what is public relations? We understood. We read in the semester 5, we have one subject about the public relations. Public relations is generally we call it is a two-way communication process between the company and its public. Public means internal public and external public. Internal public means employees, some board of members. External public means consumers, retailers, wholesalers, etc. In fact, publicity is really a subset of the public relations effort. Another form of the advertisement is public relations. But the difference is between the advertisements and the public relations is public relations is not paid form. Advertisement is a paid form. Public relations is not a paid form. This is a big difference between the public relations and advertisements. Public relations has been defined as the management of a two-way communication process between an advertisation, between an organization and its public to promote the corporate vision, mission, products, reputations, and gain public understandings. So you understood the difference between the public relations and advertisements, the difference between the product publicity and advertisement form. You know the difference between the in-person means a sales, face-to-face personal selling, and another form is sales promotion. Sales promotion in terms of exhibition, in terms of display in the office. You know, if we visit a mobile shop, there is we find out the various features of that particular product in that shop. It displays the walls of the shop. Even though we know the workers who means the employees who works in that office, they wear they they wear the their clothes. It is also shows the brand of that company. So, well, dear students, in this lesson, we learned about the different forms of the advertisements and the differences between the various other forms like advertisement and publication. So advertisement and publicity, advertisement and sales promotion, advertisements and personal selling, and the definitions, functions, the nature of the advertisements. Again, in the functions, we learned about the two major kinds of functions, that is the primary functions and secondary functions, and the definitions of the advertisements. Today, here I am concluding, here I am stopping the lecture. Tomorrow we will come with another unit, that is unit number 2. Unit number 2 is types of advertising. Like general types like classifications. There is based on the region covered, functions, the target group, and demand creation, and the media, also display advertisements, classified advertisements. So tomorrow in our class we will discuss about the details of the types of advertising. Thank you very much, dear students. I am concluding this session now.